Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The Circuit Court of the United Judicial Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County is now in session. The Honorable Lucian Safety presiding. All persons having before this court come nigh, and you shall be heard. God save the United States of America and this honorable court.
Welcome everybody to the Investiture of the Honorable Gamez as Circuit Court Judge. Please remain standing as we ask two very special guests who were actually with us a few years ago for his first investiture. Judge Gamez's children, Andres, age 7, and Ignacio, aka age 5. He is raring to go. That was a cute one. All right, please continue to remain standing as we ask, as we welcome Father Manny Alvarez and Church of the Flower for the invocation.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Archbishop is going to start asking why I'm spending so much time in the courthouse. I'm good, Kathy, right? Let us pray. Heavenly Father, you are the supreme and eternal judge. In the sacred scriptures we hear in all communities which the Lord your God is giving you, you shall appoint judges and officials throughout your tribes to administer true justice for the people. You must not distort justice. You shall not show partiality. Justice alone shall you pursue. Lord, you indeed are a God of justice, who blesses and upholds all those who work for the same thing. On this we ask you to bless Dr. Gamez as he begins this most solemn charge that is entrusted to him here in Miami-Dade County. Grant him divine wisdom, O Lord, so that he will judge wisely and rightly as he opposes the laws of our land. Assist him in giving justice to those who have been wronged, and may he always honor you by acting justly to those who come before him. We ask you to bless his family. We also beseech you to send your blessing upon all the judges of this court and all the judges surrounding us and who assist us in our county in the pursuit of justice. Grant them divine wisdom, O God, and as we all strive to be good and faithful citizens of a just and merciful nation. We make this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. Spirit, amen.
Thank you so much. Everyone, please be seated. Welcome back to the Investiture of Judge Gamez. This is, I think, you're my fourth or fifth twofer. So here we go. Which is easy, so I just have to like type and paste it. We have a lot of special guests who are here with us today. Please welcome back our favorite Supreme Court Justice in residence, Justice John Royale. And also welcome back our retired Judge Martin Silver. Welcome home, Judge Rudy Ruiz. Reports, but was our county court judge and our circuit judge. Welcome home, Judge Brown Miller from the 36th. We have from the American Board of Trial Advocates, Miami-Dade chapter, we have Brandon Ross, the chair. From the Coral Gables Bar Association, we have Daniel Forrest, President-elect, and Tom Villa, Director. From the American Bar Association, we have Amanda Fernandez, President. From the Florida Bar, President, not for much longer, Rolly Sanchez Medina. And from the Miami-Dade Bar, Sharice Morgan, President. We're getting Trial Lawyers Association, Bobby Nunez, President. From Richardson, the Vice Chair, Robert Fernandez, who's a member, and I believe we have Walter Harvey here, who is past chair, and Scott Diamond, I see his face, also from the 11th JNC, and from the Florida Bar Board of Governors, we have Georgie Piedra. I have to say that Georgie's also here as a past president of CABA. And I think that is it. I'm sure you guys are all going to be blowing up my cell phone in a minute with the people that I missed. And from our justice partners, we have Catherine Fernandez-Rundle, our state attorney. Carlos Martinez, our public defender. And on behalf of Regional Counsel, we have Sylvia Gonzalez, Chief. On behalf of our Clerk of Courts, Juan Fernandez-Barquin, we have General Counsel Luis Montaldo. And finally, last but certainly not least, supporting our day-to-day operations, our courts are nothing without them. We have, representing our administrative office of the courts, Deputy Trial Court Administrator Sandy Garcia. Keeping us on the straight and narrow, our General Counsel, Pat Gladson. And our incredible audiovisual team and IT team who make this event possible and also will have this event forever enshrined on YouTube for everyone to see. Thank you to them, and a big giant thanks to Eunice Ziegler, our Public Information Officer, Matt Bodfield, her deputy, and my staff, Ricardo Ayala, for making today possible. For remarks on behalf of the Florida Bar, we have President, welcome, Roland Sanchez Medina.
I may please the court, Chief Judge Safey, all the judges here today, Justice Curiel, all the families and friends of Carlos who are here for this memorable day to celebrate this momentous occasion. It's my honor and pleasure as president of the bar and the 114,000 members and the Board of Governors to speak here today. And so my term is ending in about 6 weeks, but who's counting? And but the investitures, well, let's just say being president of the Florida Bar, the best part about it is the people you meet. Just an extraordinary group of people. Get to spend some time with the justices of the Florida Supreme Court. But the people are just awesome, and they're a wonderful little slice of life. And so I love investitures. These are something that I think I'll remember for the rest of my life. So in order to prepare for an investiture, in addition, you try to hopefully know the new judge, but if you don't, you ask questions and you got a little bit more information about him. I happen to know Carlos, so I had a good understanding about it, but I thought it'd be appropriate to reach out to some other people. Let me just share with you some of the things that I learned about Carlos. So, unfortunately, I learned that he graduated from the Ohio State University, so. Out of order. From this University of Miami perspective, and that's a burden only he can carry. He did redeem himself by attending University of Miami School of Law, so that's a good start. I learned that the law was his second career, and frankly, our profession is more fortunate because he decided to become an attorney. I learned that he wears his religious beliefs on his sleeve. He lives his life on certain intractable beliefs. It is one of the things I admire the most about Carlos. We have had many different conversations over the years, but they usually evolve around spirituality and all the blessings that we have. And he, like me, we have them in abundance. But in almost all those conversations also, the one thing that you'll always learn about Carlos is humility. He knows how to walk life only in that way. And it's a shame because although he doesn't seek the limelight, he's someone that is a fantastic role model. And so in that respect, I'm going to try to get you a little bit more, promote you, Carlos, and get you a lot of mentors because, men and women should learn a thing or two from Carlos Gamez. I learned that the road to the bench was not linear. He had to be persuaded to a certain extent that his highest and best use was to serve in the bench. There's something noble in pursuing to serve in the bench, but there's something I think even more noble in coming to the conclusion later in life that that is the best place for you. And by the way, what did those people see when they were looking at Carlos? His demeanor, his conviction, his strength, his innate fairness. Someone that can be trusted to be the arbiter of final decisions. I also learned we are Emmaus brothers. We're constantly walking the road to Emmaus. I've heard comments like salt of the earth, a golden heart, constantly mentioned the kind of man that he is. I also learned I'm a little jealous. He plays the sax, the clarinet. He can play guitar. He can carry a tune on a radio. A Renaissance man for sure. However, the more people I spoke to confirmed everything I think that we all know here. He's a good, kind man, devoted to his wife and his family, with a great sense of humor, just a wonderful human being. The type of man that we all want to be or strive to be. And so, Carlos, you continue to make your family and friends very, very proud. You bestowed upon me a great honor by allowing me to speak here today. Thank you very much. God bless you and Godspeed.
And now for remarks on behalf of the Miami-Dade Bar Association, Sharice Morgan, President.
Good morning, everyone. May it please the court. I do not get tired of doing these. Like Roland said, this is one of the highlights of being the president of the bar. The opportunity to get to meet people, and what I look forward to most is speaking to the judge and getting to know them more so than you have. Since Judge Gamez is on the Circuit Criminal Court, I don't have the opportunity to appear in front of him as in-house counsel. But every time that I see him at social events and have the opportunity to speak with him, he is as excited to see me as I am. So it is a privilege to be here today celebrating with you, Judge Gamez. It's been a pleasure to know you. We're gathered here today to celebrate Judge Gamez's continued service on the Miami-Dade Circuit Criminal Bench. Our entire legal community rejoices with the retention of a good judge, and we truly have that in Judge Gamez. To those who've had the privilege to work alongside him, this investiture comes as no surprise. To those who've seen his work ethic, calm demeanor, sharp intellect, and unwavering fairness in action, we know that he'll continue to bring these same qualities to the bench. Judge and I both graduated law school in 2008. He from, I'll tell you how to say it, Roland, the Ohio State University. Two fun facts I learned about him recently. One, he's an accomplished musician. His instrument of choice is the saxophone. He's even won the Dade Legal Aid Battle of the Bands one year. That's impressive. That's high marks. In the jazz world, Duke Ellington said, the most important thing I look for in a musician is whether he knows how to listen. Becoming a judge is not merely about carrying the title, it's about embodying the principles of fairness, impartiality, integrity, and wisdom. It's about serving the public with humility and dedication and holding the scales of justice with a steady and unwavering hand. Judge Gamez frequently says, this courtroom belongs to the citizens of Miami-Dade County. I just serve here. This is a judge with a profound understanding of the human stories behind every case. The second fun fact I learned is that Judge Gamez self-financed his entire law school education as a door-to-door pharmaceutical salesman. He described dropping his children off at 6 a.m. at school and beginning his doctor visits and then stopping during the day to return to his sales day. This kind of drive and determination and the subsequent rise to the bench demonstrates the quality of the man before us. If you all couldn't see, his eldest son, after saying the pledge, paused to ensure that he turned off the microphone. That's a type of dedication and drive that is learned for sure. This is the kind of man that shows the respect for the rule of law, commitment to ethical conduct, and a deep compassion for people. So Judge Gamez, on behalf of the 20,000 lawyers of Miami-Dade County, it's with deepest respect and admiration I offer our heartfelt congratulations on your investiture. As is custom for the Miami-Dade Bar, we present the incoming judge with a custom Bible that's signed and your Miami-Dade pen, which you're obligated to use from here on out. Thank you.
I just want to point out that for the first time in 4 years as chief judge, I have no text messages from anybody in the audience. And Carlos, I know you already have some swag from a few years ago, but now you get some more swag. We have here your desk plate from the Conference of Circuit Court Judges. We have from the American Board of Trial Attorneys a very nice plaque of sorts. And then we have another plaque from the Florida Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. And here to give you your plaque in person, we have previously announced Cuban American Bar Association President Amanda Fernandez.
Put that down for a moment. Thank you, Chief Judge Safety, Judge Gamez, judges, Justice Curiel, colleagues and friends. It is a true honor to be here today on behalf of the Cuban American Bar Association to celebrate the investiture of someone we all admire and respect, Judge Carlos Gamez. Now, I should start by acknowledging that I have to bring my A game today because Judge Gamez's wife, Annie Hernandez Gamez, is a past president of CABA, so no pressure at all. I feel like I can personally vouch for Judge Gamez's ability to judge fairly under pressure, as he recently served as a judge for CABA's inaugural pig roast competition. And let me tell you, if you can handle judging lechon with a bunch of hungry CABA lawyers looking over your shoulder, you can handle just about anything. But in all seriousness, today is a remarkable and well-deserved moment. Judge Gamez has already served our community with distinction as a county court judge, and now with his elevation to the circuit court, he brings that same integrity, thoughtfulness, and deep commitment to justice to a new level of service. His path to the bench, and now the circuit court, is a testament to what hard work, dedication, and genuine public service can accomplish. It's a journey that inspires pride in our legal community, and especially within CABA, where representation, fairness, and community service are core values. Judge Gamez, I know you will continue to serve with the same wisdom and compassion that brought you here. On behalf of the Cuban American Bar Association, we congratulate you and proudly present you with a plaque to celebrate today.
And from the Miami-Dade Trial Lawyers Association, President Bobby Nunez.
May it please the court, on behalf of the Miami-Dade Trial Lawyers, we have a commemorative gavel to present you with Judge Gamez for today.
And now for personal remarks on behalf of the judge's family and friends, please welcome friend and colleague and our very own Judge Gina Beavides.
Justice Curiel, Chief Judge Safety, Judge Carlos Gamez, my colleagues, family, and friends of Judge Carlos Gamez. It is an absolute genuine honor to stand before you today and celebrate a man I'm proud to call both a friend and a colleague, Judge Carlos Gamez. Now, for those of you who may not know, Judge Gamez has actually been a circuit court judge for over a year now. I will say before that, he was a county court judge, and yes, he's had an investiture as a county judge. In certain ways, he's already been doing the job. He's been hearing cases, issuing rulings, and serving this community. And he's been doing so with the same humility and steady integrity that have defined his career. Before this second investiture, I would admit, it's taken us a little while to get to this moment, but there's a good reason for that. Carlos isn't one for the spotlight. In fact, he's dreading today. We had to remind him, what about your circuit court investiture? He kept rolling his eyes at me. You see, Carlos has always been far more comfortable serving others than standing in front of a crowd having others sing his praises. And today carries a bittersweet note because his beloved mother isn't here with us in person. Carlos, as a man of faith, you know that she's here in spirit. In fact, she would be offering up your favorite comforting words. Sana, sana, culito de rana. Si no sana hoy, sana mañana. Those words, simple and full of love, still echo in his heart, because a mother's love and her presence does not end with this life. They live on in the lives that they shape and in the man that we honor today. Carlos, I'm so glad that we're here to celebrate your investiture, because my friend, you are meant to be celebrated. Before we get too sentimental, let's go ahead and call out the one glaring flaw that several of you have already addressed in Judge Gamez's resume. He's an Ohio State Buckeye. To his credit, he's wisely displayed good judgment today by allowing a proud Miami Hurricane to speak at his investiture. And because he's a good judge, one who follows the rules, respects the record, he fully acknowledges, as does ESPN and just about every objective observer, that the infamous pass interference call in 2002 National Championship game was one of the worst calls in college football history. Unfairly robbing the Miami Hurricanes of their rightful title. This further shows Carlos understanding this fact, that you are a man of unwavering integrity. While we may forever disagree on college football loyalties, there's one arena where there's never been a debate, the courtroom. And it's there that Judge Gamez has built a career marked by skill, integrity, and quiet leadership. Judge Gamez's legal career has spanned nearly every corner of the profession: torts, commercial and construction litigation, labor and employment disputes, municipal law, both state and federal practice, and yes, presiding over domestic violence matters as a county court judge. He's been a plaintiff's attorney and a defense attorney, a lawyer for the city of Miami. Along the way, he built a reputation not just for sharp legal writing and courtroom presence, but for something even more valuable: integrity. His former boss, Victoria Mendez, first crossed paths with him as in his opposing counsel. Carlos was on the other side of a case, and his legal brief so thoroughly dismantled the city's position that Victoria did what any smart leader would do. She hired him. She called him, and I quote, an assassin on paper. And it stuck. I mean that, of course, in the highest compliment to his formidable skills on the page. It's a reminder that good lawyering doesn't go unnoticed, and neither does good character. And then, of course, there's the story of the legendary Gamez and Green meeting when they were both assistant city attorneys. Carlos and now Judge Chris Green were sent to meet with a city commissioner. They came back brimming with confidence, reporting that the meeting went great. Unbeknownst to them, the commissioner had already called Vicky Mendez to share, well, let's just say a slightly different impression. From that day on, whenever someone at the office claimed the meeting went great, the inevitable follow-up question was, great or Gamez and Green great? These stories are funny, but they reveal something important. Carlos listens, he learns, and he grows. He's humble enough to laugh at himself and wise enough to let those moments shape him. And there's another side to Judge Gamez that I was going to say no one knows, but now everyone does. He's a talented musician. Judge Vizcaíno refers to him as a Renaissance man. He's the lead vocalist, as you've heard, and saxophone soloist for a cover band known as the 540s. Now, that name was named for the number of band members in their 40s. Judge Gamez, as a textualist, given the passage of time, it might be time for a name change to that band. I'm just saying. This musical side shows a different kind of steady discipline and passion, qualities he brings to everything he does on and off the bench. But more than anything, Carlos's life and work are rooted in faith, not in a performative way, but in a steady, constant, lived way. It's in how he loves his wife, Annie. And I want to take a moment and thank you for personally bringing up my dear friend so much joy in her life. Since you walked into her life, it just automatically got better. That glow that she has, you've given her her dream. And I want to thank you for that, because I think for a friend, there's nothing you want more for your friend than a loving partner by their side. So thank you for that, Carlos. It's also in how he loves his children, Carlos, Sofia, Andres, and Ignacio. I know you're all here today. Make no mistake, as proud as all his accomplishments are, he would undoubtedly say you are his greatest accomplishments. It's also in how he treats his friends, mentors, young lawyers, and how he serves at his church as a lector and an instructor. It's how he judges with patience, integrity, and a deep respect for the rule of law. Justice Scalia once said, "A judge who likes the results he reaches is a bad judge." Carlos understands that judging isn't about personal preference or popularity. It's about fidelity to the law. And in a time when public life can feel dominated by social media posts, likes, and followers, he reminds us that a judge's reputation is built not through self-promotion, but through the quality of his work. Today isn't just a ceremony, it's a testament to a life of quiet, faithful service, a testament to the sacrifices of a mother who fled her homeland to build a better life, a testament to the idea that the measure of a judge isn't in the momentary applause, but in the daily, steady application of principle. To Annie and the entire Gamez family, thank you for sharing him with us, for your sacrifices, and for standing beside him through it all. And to you, Judge Gamez, we are so proud of you. We celebrate your investiture today, knowing you've already been living this role long before the title was formalized. The bench, our community, and the state of Florida are better because of you. Congratulations, my friend.
So I think we've already mentioned that this has happened before. And before a judge does their investiture, we give them a worksheet so that I can prepare my remarks. And last time, Carlos, before I introduced Annie, you had described her as your glorious better half in the worksheet. But this time you only said better half. So I editorialized and I didn't cut and paste that part out. I left it as glorious better half. So here today, please welcome his glorious better half, past president of CABA, attorney Ana Marie Gamez, a.k.a. Annie Hernandez.
May it please the court, Chief Justice Safey, Justice Currell, all of our distinguished judiciary. I don't know if I should be offended that I didn't get called glorious this time around, but this is my second time, so. I am deeply honored to stand before you today to speak at my husband's circuit court investiture. This is a remarkable occasion that fills me and our family with immense pride and joy. For those who know my husband well, you know that he loves baseball, or the thinking man's game, as he likes to remind us. This is my second time at bat, having had the distinct honor of providing remarks at Carlos's investiture as a county court judge in March 2022. While I don't think this will be a grand slam, I'm hopeful at least getting a base hit. It bears to mention that I'm only here as a pinch hitter, as one of the original lineup got cut up for some MVP mom duties that obviously took clear priority. As Carlos and I joked, I gave a great eulogy last time around, so it's really hard to replicate without sounding repetitive or corny, but I'll give it a shot. I think he would agree with his favorite baseball player, Roberto Clemente, that anytime you have an opportunity to make a difference in this world and you don't, then you are wasting your time on earth. I think like Clemente was convinced that God wanted him to be a baseball player, that he was born to play baseball. I am convinced that God wanted Carlos to be a judge. He was born to be a judge. In March 2022, I told you about how a great job he was doing in the domestic violence division. Because he took office during COVID, I had the great fortune of watching him in action on nearly a daily basis for a year from our dining room table. I witnessed firsthand his serious and firm yet compassionate manner in dealing with mostly pro se litigants, especially those cases involving co-parents. I thought it was a terrific segue from his work as an assistant city attorney at the city of Miami to donning the revered black robe. He demonstrated his ability to play small ball well and continues to do so. Since he now holds court in person daily at REG, I have not been able to see Circuit Court Criminal Judge Gamez in action, save one sentencing hearing I was able to watch on Zoom. Despite this, I do get a play-by-play of pertinent courtroom happenings on almost a daily basis and can vividly picture the events of the day. Some days these conversations feel like I'm reviewing for a final in Crim Pro or Subcrim, but with a slew of acronyms that neither of us were truly familiar with prior to his move last April. I'm sure there are days Judge Gamez probably prefers that I know nothing of criminal law and that we had not spent many Friday and Saturday nights over the last 7 years watching countless 20/20, 48 hours, or Dateline episodes to avoid my constant interruptions with a barrage of questions and observations, most of which are intended to test my legal acumen. I'm sure Professor Jones at UM would be proud of how much I actually retained, but which, on seldom occasion, those probing questions or comments have led him to ponder a single ruling for days, making sure he covered all bases. I'm sorry, my love, for those unintended consequences. That said, it's emblematic of his deeply discerning and caring nature and how he strives to handle each case with care and precision. Those first months at REG were like an initiation into a close-knit fraternity. They challenged his keen intellect and engaged his deep passion for learning, which qualities shine bright every time he takes the bench. Carlos takes his job very seriously. He may play hardball sometimes, but he calls those balls and strikes with fairness and respect. However, if you have appeared before him or been in his courtroom during his proceedings, you also know that he has great wit and enjoys bringing a little dignified levity when the mood requires. Sadly, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, if you are of the current generation, you probably don't get many of his 70s and 80s references. As I mentioned, I had the good fortune of tuning into his first significant sentencing hearing some months ago. It involved a hit and run resulting in great bodily harm. Carlos knew that every pitch counted and that the stakes were high. The trial was particularly impactful, and when it came to impose sentence some weeks later, Carlos stepped up to the plate and delivered it with both authority and empathy for all parties involved. I know this decision was not one he took lightly, but he discharged his duty and carried out the dictates with which he was been entrusted with true grace. There was not a dry eye in that courtroom or on Zoom that afternoon. He hit a home run, and I was able to cheer him conspicuously on from the virtual sidelines with my firm profile pic and name prominently on screen. I was grateful to have borne witness to that moment where his discerning words had such a significant impact on the lives of both the defendant and victim. I could go on and regale you with more personal anecdotes and insights into what you've heard my Renaissance man, like how many musical instruments he plays, Gina, I think gave you a clue, his favorite band, and how many times he's seen them perform, the name may start with EWF, his favorite movie involving a gun and a cannoli, the countless movie lines he can inconceivably quote from all eras and genres, how competitive he is while watching Weeknight Jeopardy, or really most things. Just ask our little ones about the recent game of Uno. How proud he is of his 4 kids, and what a great husband, father, son, son-in-law, brother, and friend he is. His voracious appetite for books, but if I did, I would be here for hours, and not the 5 minutes that I was allotted. And undoubtedly to continue to make my very humble husband, who disdains the spotlight as you've heard, except when he dons his lead singer of a rock band persona, very uncomfortable with my oversharing. But if you are genuinely interested in some of these details, feel free to watch my 2022 investiture remarks, or maybe invite me out for an espresso martini or two, and I'll share some more stats. So for now, let me conclude by saying, congratulations, mi amor. You're batting in the 400s. We are so very proud of you, our all-stars team leader. And more importantly, there are only maybe like 20 minutes or less before the celebration is all over and you can relax and go back to flying under the radar.
today's about Carlos, but I just want to take a minute on behalf of the 11th Judicial Circuit, our Professionalism Committee. Annie, you have been on that committee for a long time. There are a lot of members of the committee, but some carry more weight than others, and you've been, such a strength on that committee. I know Judge Wolfson joins me in saying thank you to you for that. So. And now for the oath of office and robing. You should sing it this time. That would be great. Earth, Wind, and Fire, you can't do something? No? Okay. So please welcome Justice John Coriel to join Judge Gamez and his beautiful family. Welcome daughter Sophia, son Carlos. Welcome backup Andres and Ignacio and Annie.
Thank you very much.
It's a good-looking bunch. Everyone ready? Okay, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Carlos Gamez, do solemnly swear
I, Carlos Gamez, do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States
the Constitution and the government of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I am qualified to hold
that
office
I am qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state of Florida,
under the Constitution of the state of Florida,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
that I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of Judge of the Circuit Court
the duties of Judge of the Circuit Court
of the 11th Judicial Circuit
of the 11th Judicial Circuit
of the state of Florida,
of the state of Florida,
on which I am now about to enter.
on which I am now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
This is the advice. Take your jackets off. I'm ready. Taking a little bit of my own advice that I give to others when they get to do this, to take an opportunity to slowly pan the room, because this is the only time I'll ever have you all in one room at one time, and thank you so much for all being here. Chief Judge Saifi, Justice Curiel, Chief Judge-elect Fahad Oshan, my distinguished colleagues of the bench, friends, family, and all the dignitaries that are here as well. Thank you all so much for being here. You've heard it said a couple times already that I would so prefer not to have to be up here right now. And I get it. There's a paradox to that. You would think, oh, he's a front man in a band, and this should be okay. It's very overwhelming to have this much attention and affection from all of you. Thank you all so very much for being here. It is really very humbling, and I'm very, very, very grateful for all of you, particularly my colleagues that have also taken time out from your schedules and your calendars to be here today. All of you that have taken time out from work to be here, and I will underscore the fact that it is it's been repeated to me, this is your day, and all of that, but it's not just my day. Each of you in this room has contributed to me being in this position at this point in time in some way, shape, or form. So it's our day. It's not just my day. I'd like to begin by thanking God Almighty, who has deigned fit to will that this day occur. I am so blessed and so grateful for His infinite wisdom and graces that has been blessed upon me and my family and for giving me this day. Thank you. Thank you. To my immediate family, my beautiful, loving, glorious wife, my wonderful children, Carlos and Sofia, Andres and Ignacio, my brother George, who's here, my sister Barbie, who's appearing via Zoom, my in-laws that are all here, Eddie, who has traversed and come down last night from Philadelphia, and my wonderful aunt, Tia Mercedita and Tio Jorge. Thank you all for being here so much. I'm so grateful to have you all here today. Don't worry, boys, I got you later. Don't worry. I'll get you later. I'd like to take this moment as well to expressly thank Governor Ron DeSantis for his confidence and trust in me and gracing me with this elevation to the Circuit Court bench. I'm grateful as well for his team from the Governor's Office and the Office of General Counsel, both past and present, that have contributed to me being here today. Former Chief of Staff Shane Strum, James Uthmeyer, our current Attorney General, the General Counsel Ryan Newman, his Deputy Counsel Meredith Pardo, prior General Counsel Joe Jaco, Dan Norby, Tim Serio, Will Spicola, Jason Gonzalez, Nick Primrose, Rocky Rodriguez, and Casey O'Connor. Without them, I don't know if I would be here this moment and this time, and I'm very grateful for all of them and their discernment. To the members of the 11th Judicial Circuit Nominating Commission, many of you are here today, and I'm very grateful to have you here, and I'm most grateful for your confidence in nominating me to the governor for consideration, both at the county level and at the circuit level. Chairman Pedro Allende, my chairman, Vice Chairman Scott Diamond, who's here, members of the commission, Robert Fernandez, Bob Pardo, Walter Harvey, former commissioner, now judge, Kansas Gooden, interim U.S. Attorney Hayden O'Byrne, Miranda Soto, Jesus Suarez, Jordan Richardson, David Axelman, Marlene Quintana, and Luis Suarez, who I saw sneak in late. Nice to have you here. Thank you. As many will say and have said, that this is a process that it's never done on your own, and there's a tremendous feeling of the responsibility is you're placed on the shoulders of giants. And so the next individuals that I'd like to expressly thank have helped me and guided me in a very unique and special way in order for either through encouragement, support, or guidance in the nominating process. I'd like to thank retired Judge Izzy Reyes and Stan Blake, Roy Gonis, Harut Samra, Judge Betty Capote Urban, who unfortunately cannot be here today, but I know you're watching, Betty, and I hope you're doing okay. Tom Spencer, folks that have assisted in the cultivating of honing the skills, if you will, of legal practice and discernment. I have my former bosses here. I have Vicky Mendez, who I'm grateful for, and your guidance, and Wichi Perez. I see you, Wichi. Thanks for being here, man. Others that also assisted in this process of garnering this elevation, 3rd District Court Judges Monica Gordo and Brahma Miller, who's thank you for being here. U.S. District Court Judge Rudy Ruiz. Thank you, brother, for being here, and thank you for all your guidance and leadership and mentorship. It means a great deal to me. Chief Judge-elect Ariana Farhado Orsham. Thank you so much, and thank you for all of your guidance as well. And Javier Enriquez, I saw you, man. Where are you? Oh, right there. Right there. It's in between. I'd like to thank the members of the Federalist Society, as well as the members of the Cuban American Bar and all the local bar associations that have taken time out to be here and provide me with all of this wonderful stuff. It's so humbling, and I'm so grateful. Thank you all for being here. As it's been mentioned, I have been serving on the criminal court bench now for a little over a year. And I'd like to expressly thank certain individuals that have helped me such a great deal in kind of getting my roots into the ground a little bit there, because if you didn't know, I never practiced in the criminal field before getting to REG, which has its own. We'll just leave it with a ... and that should be sufficient. It has its own kind of culture and an atmosphere and its own fraternity, sorority type of feel, and so it is a little bit overwhelming coming in from an environment that you've never been in that before. And so, particularly Administrative Judge Wolfson, thank you for all of your guidance. And you know, it's odd. I knew him as the lead assist in the basketball in the semi-pro. Miami-Dade County semi-pro field before I met him and got to know him a little bit more as a judge. But Judge De La O, thank you so much for all that you do and the dish, and it's great. Judge Richard Hirsch, thank you, brother, for being here. Judge Arises and Judge Cristina Miranda, thank you so much, and thank you for being here and for all of your discernment and friendship. All of my colleagues on the second floor, I'll go Judge Laura Marquez Gonzalez, Ariel Rodriguez, Tanya Brinkley, Laura Cruz, Christine Hernandez, I know she's here, Lodi Jean and Carlos Lopez. It's such a blessing to be on the same floor with all of you. Whenever there's something that needs to be covered or something needs to be addressed, there's always, it's a phone call or a text away. I'm so grateful for that. Mr. Martinez and Madam State Attorney, I can't tell you what a privilege it is to serve in my court with your very able and extraordinary attorneys. Some of them are here. Yeah, you're getting the shout out. They're not just the best young lawyers, they're some of the best lawyers. And I'm grateful to be there and see that and to hopefully cultivate a little bit of assistance in furthering their careers. It's really a delight. I'd like to thank all of the extended individuals at REG that make the day run smoothly, safely, and efficiently. Corrections and probation and the clerks and the court reporters and the interpreters. I'm very grateful for all of you. I'd like to thank my boys. These are the ones that have known me the longest. Some of them are here. Mike and Jose. I know that some of the others are not here today, but Rick and Tommy and Frankie, Kevin, and it is. I said it at my prior time up here, that it's such a rare gift that we have. I've known Mike over there for 50 years. 50. It's like a long time. And so I talked to some people, and they're like, oh, my best friend. I'm like, oh, how long? Well, I met him in October. And I'm like, October? All right, well, I mean, it's good. Great, October. I mean, October's nice, but 50 years, and how long? Jose, how long? 40-something plus years. So these are the ones that have always had my back, the ones that have always cheered me on, the guys that have loved me through all of it, and I'm grateful for our friendship, and I'm grateful for all of your families. Margie, my staff, Margie. Thank you, Margie, for your loyalty, for your dedication, your service. People will say you're my right arm, but you're my left arm, and you're my right foot, and you're all of those components, because you make the day run so efficiently for not only for me, but by extension, all of the people in Miami-Dade County that need and require that assistance. Father Manny, I want to thank you for being here today and for the very inspirational invocation. I recall at your Easter homily this year, you highlighted the 4 words from the second reading from St. Paul's letter to the Colossians. Chapter 3, verse 1. Seek what is above. And as you said those words, and I was sitting in the pews listening to you, I thought, what a better description for you, Father. Thank you for your leadership and thank you for your stewardship. We're grateful to have you as a pastor at Little Flower. Roland. We've known each other a long time. And it's true. We have had talks like that many times. And they've been sincere discussions. No false pretenses. Honest. And it has been a delight, my friend, to be on this side watching you and all that you've done and your service to all of us in the state of Florida in this role. We're grateful for your continued commitment to serve. You've made us all very proud. And man, I am a better man for having you in my life, and thank you for being here, man. Ms. Morgan. So I came to know you a little bit through this process and had a nice opportunity to talk to you on a couple of occasions. And so although we may not know each other very well, I'm so grateful for the very kind words, the wonderful gift, and I'm very much looking forward to our endearing friendship going forward. Thank you so much for being here. Justice Curiel, you didn't think I was going to miss you, did you? I wrote down some notes here. So there's some things that are personal to me that I'm grateful for with respect to you. I'm grateful for your friendship. I am grateful for your support. State of Florida, which I am part of, is grateful for your service, for your incredible intellect, discernment. But what highlights at the top, what's froth to the top of the cup, if you will, is that I know you're a man of family, a devoted husband, a great son, and a wonderful father. And to me, I can't even tell you how honored I am and grateful that you came today to be here today to swear me into this role. Thank you so much for being here. Gina. Judge Beovides. All right, so I don't think it was a bad call. I mean, the video speaks for itself. It's like it gets admitted in, and that's it.
Confessions at Saturday 8 a.m.
Wow, I got to go to confession for that. Man, my goodness. Judge, we knew each other for many years before you were on the bench and before I was on the bench. So I've known you for many, many years, and I thought there were 2 things that stick out the most. One is your generous countenance and friendship. Every time I see you, it's a nice big smile, and it's a hug, and it's a hello, and it's so genuine, and it's so full of love. I'm so grateful for our friendship. I'm so grateful for your counsel. You assisted me and guided me a great deal in the seeking of the appointment in the county and also here at the circuit level. Your friendship has meant so much to me throughout all these years and continues to be. I'm so grateful for your kind words. Thank you for being here today. All right, to my glorious better half. I don't want to miss that opportunity. So I was told that I don't have very many notes here. I was told to speak from the heart, which, honey, I mean, obviously, truth is easy, lying is hard, right? You are my Proverbs 31 woman, no doubt. Many have done well, but you exceed them all. I was mindful, I saw a quote by some guy named Bono, you know him. There's very few people on the planet that go by one name. He's one of them. And he was quoted as saying something that stuck out, and I wrote it down. It says, "Turns out the extraordinary thing about my life is the people I'm in relationship with." And I thought, man, that is 100% right about you, honey. You are the extraordinary thing in my life, and I'm grateful for you, and thank you for your championing me, your support, your love, your affection, all of the various roles, daughter, sister, mom, stepmom, all you just knock it out of the park every single time. To my children, Carlos, Sophia, Andres, I see you. Hi, buddy. And Ignacio. How you doing, Iggy? He never misses a moment to take it this far. Those of us that are parents will all concede that there is just like a life before you have children, and then there's a life after you have children. It's just the way it is. And so you guys are the glow. You guys are the inspiration. You guys are the gift that somewhere, some point in time, I did something right to bless me with all of you in my life, and I'm so grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for my extended family to be here today, my in-laws in particular. Thank you both for your inclusion, for your love and affection. Thank you all for being here. It means a great deal to me. And it was mentioned earlier by Judge Benavides in her personal remarks that there is one person that is not here today that was, thankfully, at my prior moment up here, and that is my wonderful mother, who passed. I'd like to take an opportunity, Chief Judge, and thank you for your kind words, for your charitableness, your thoughtfulness when you called me and reached out to me when you had called me to say, hey, I think it's time to set up the investiture, and I said, I'm not there yet, and you were so generous with me and so kind with me, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for that. And although she's not here in person, it is a little bittersweet, but I know, Mommy, that you're watching, and I know, Mommy, that you're here. Thank you, Mommy, for everything. I was asked to consider the proposition of maybe reflecting a little bit on my time being a judge, since I've been on the bench now for, thankfully, gratefully, for a period of 5 years and 1 year in criminal circuit. And there's some things that when I thought about it, I recognized have not changed. One is my judicial philosophy. I still am a stout-hearted defender of the separation of powers. That hasn't changed. I stay in my lane, and many of them that are here from REG will attest to those words coming out of my mouth from the bench many times. I took an oath today, and I took it before, to support, protect, and defend our Constitution, our structural form of government, and 100%. That is something that I can pledge to all of you that I will do and continue to do. It has been quoted many times that the famous quote from Federalist Papers 78, describing the judiciary as having neither force nor will, but merely judgment. I work as much as I possibly can every day to be diligent and faithful to that, to just render and merely judgment, and not impose my personal desires or wishes or will. It was said earlier about that a good litmus test for that is whether you like all your outcomes. I can tell you there have been times when I have not liked my outcomes. But that's what the law prescribed. And so I discharge my duty, as my wife said in those words. And I will pledge to all of you here, and to, by extension, the citizens of Miami-Dade County, that that is what I will do every day. I could also guarantee that there are some things that have been cultivated a little bit better in the time that I've been on the bench, that I continue to do. I listen to both sides. I try to be patient, and I think most days I'm pretty patient. I like to consider and discern. I like to be thoughtful in my rulings. And I also will faithfully apply the statutory law as it is plain and ordinarily understood. And that should hopefully increase the predictability of the parties that come before me, which is, I think, the least that we can do from the people that come in before us. As I close, and I'm grateful to be in this historic courtroom today, I recall what I said at my close last time that I had the benefit and privilege of being up here, and that is that there are those that believe that when you tumble off this mortal coil, you have this grand reunion in the heavenly kingdom. And in the reunion is all of your past family and friends that have gone there before you. And so I'd like to expressly thank all of you very much and from the depth of my heart for being here with me today and giving me this faint glimpse of heaven today that is so grateful for. And so may God continue to bless our great republic, our state of Florida, each and every one of you and your families, and thank you all very much for being here. God bless.
So I talked to Ariana before this, and next time, if you're ever up here again, you got to sing it. That's the joint chief rule that we're going to be. All this talk about you singing, and you're like, I'm a front man in a band, and you won Battle of the Bands, so that's what we all deserve. That's what we're all waiting for. Thank you all so much for joining us this afternoon. For those of you that would like to greet the judge and his family, please come forward, and you'll be on your right side. And in just a minute, he'll be there with you soon after the judicial selfie. And just on behalf of all the staff and judges of the 11th Judicial Circuit of Florida, we're grateful to you for spending this time with us. Court is now in recess.
Thank you. Thanks, Chief.
There you go. Next time, tell me. I'm sorry. We're just tight. Thank you.